start a vlog? Probably not, but honestly, life is chaotic, so it's what we're doing. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new and have never been here before, my name is Kendal, and this is where I post all of my fun bookish content. Life has been a little hectic right now, and it's just been a really busy month, and October is not what I thought it was going to be, but there's just been a lot of things that happened that were not, you know, planned, and that's just how life goes. But I'm excited because this weekend one of my besties, Liv from Liv's Library, is hosting a Halloween themed weekend Patreon readathon, so I'm very stoked about it. It's technically just for today and tomorrow, but I'm carrying it through till Sunday and maybe even into Monday because I'm just wanting to read all those spooky, fun vibe, you know, vibey type of books when Halloween is coming up so quickly. So I'm actually watching some sprints that she is doing right now, and she's planning on going for quite a while. And right now Rachel is on there with her, and so it's just super. You can't see Rachel right now because her camera's off, but look how cute the little ambience is. Like, ugh, I love it. It's got such cute little lo-fi music in the background. But today was quite a busy day. I got up and my parents were getting up and getting ready, so I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same. And so I got up and got ready, and we all went to go early vote and got that done. And then we had to go to the grocery store and get a few things because we actually have a Halloween party that we're going to tomorrow that my cousin hosts pretty much every year, and I'm very excited. I'm going dressed as Napoleon Dynamite, and I think it's gonna be so perfect. I'll show you guys my full outfit with wig included tomorrow. And we're having like this big charcuterie board, and my dad always makes like these chili beans that everybody loves, so it's gonna be really fun. I'm excited. So this is like the perfect weekend leading up to Halloween, so I thought, why not vlog? But thankfully I don't really have that much left of schoolwork to do this week, so I'm kind of pushing it off until Sunday when I have to have it done by midnight. But I'll probably do it Sunday afternoon after church or something, because I just don't want to focus on that right now. I want to focus on this readathon and having fun. But there are only 2 prompts, and that is read your scariest book and read a book set during Halloween or that happens around Halloween. So the first book that I'm doing is read my scariest book, and I chose episode 13 by DiLouie. I'm close to the 50 page mark, 48 pages in, but it's already got me less than 2 hours. No, but I'm already less than 3 hours on the audiobook. So I decided to get the audiobook because somebody told me it has a full cast of characters, and I thought that was fun. But so far it's definitely given those found footage vibes, because it says it brings a terrifying twist to the found footage genre when a reality TV show's crew finds themselves trapped in a nightmare of their own creation. And this is kind of like perfect timing for me to read this, because I've kind of started watching Hell House LLC, which if you haven't watched those movies before, I highly recommend them. I know I watched the first one. I think I've watched the first 3. I think I just finished the 3rd one. And I've really enjoyed them. So they're really fun and creepy, and that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this, is like, you know, we're getting the backstory and getting the documenting stuff, but I know like things are going to start happening probably soon. So I'm excited to see what that's about, because the found footage genre is one of my favorite types of horror genres. But I'm going to keep reading this and keep y'all updated. I'm going to try and stay up until like a good little while tonight, until at least midnight or 12:30, and it's almost 10 o'clock now, so I better get to reading because we only have 30 minutes of this sprint left. But we're gonna see what I can pull off this weekend. I have very high expectations of myself because I feel like I can definitely get through like a good many books. I was gonna read this one and All Hallows by Christopher Golden, but people are telling me not to read All Hallows. So I don't know. I might like try just a little bit of it because I'm curious enough that I want to try maybe and read it. But I do really want to read this one, so we're just gonna keep mood reading and reading what I enjoy, and that's how we're gonna take this weekend. Not gonna lie, I was struggling a little bit because I'm like, okay, I am about 140 pages into this book, and I'm like, nothing has happened to the point where I'm like scared, like, you know, nothing is happening. And I'm like, you know, like, it's still giving that good found footage vibe, but I want something to happen. Literally started happening. I'm a little over 150 pages in now, and something just went down, and I was like, the audio for this is so good. So if you are going to read this at any point, you can definitely do the audio. I would say do the audio mixed with the book, or just read the book by itself, because the audio I feel like would get a little bit confusing, trying to decipher who was who, because there are like a cast of characters in this book. But oh my gosh, it was so creepy. The audio is playing the music that is playing in the background. It's doing like evil laughs, you know, crashing sounds, like all this other stuff that's going on in this book, it is doing. And I was like, okay, I was not prepared for that. But now I'm like, reading this at night was a terrible idea. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I gonna be able to survive doing this? It's now almost 11:30, and Liv is doing probably the last sprint for the night, and that is it ends at 11:45, so I still have 15 more minutes to read. But I really have to pee right now. I know that's TMI, but I really have to pee right now, and I'm terrified to get up and go into the bathroom, even though I know this house isn't haunted. What is that about? I'm like, I should not have read this. But once she ends these sprints, I might see how far I am in this book, or how far I get in this book, and probably finish it tomorrow. I also have a graphic novel called Ghost Book, and I also have one called The Harrowing, so I think I may actually try and read Ghost Book tonight. But I have like a few shorter reads that I really want to get through, and I'm like, maybe I should use this weekend to get through them. I wanted to read All Hallows, but I don't think that's gonna happen, because it's just not sounding like it's worth my time. So I might not read that one, but that's okay. I got that one at a used bookstore, so I'm not losing a ton of money with that one. But I do want to read some graphic novels or some short books that I have been saving for spooky season. I might use this weekend to get through them. I'm telling you, one thing that I wish humans did not need is sleep, yet we do. But y'all might can see my outfit for my Halloween party. I have my Vote for Pedro t-shirt and a wig that I'm gonna be wearing, and some glasses. I'm going as Napoleon Dynamite. But I'm making my way through this book slowly but surely, which is kind of okay for a readathon. But I am like 300 and something pages in, just a little over 300. So I have just a little over 100 left. I think that's about where I'm at. Yeah. Enjoying it. It's not a 5-star yet. Right now it's probably sitting at like a 3.5. So we'll see what the ending does, the last 100 pages. I feel like that's what usually makes or breaks a book. But I'm about to go to this Halloween party and have some fun for a few hours, and then come back, and the goal is to finish this, and then I think I'm gonna read a graphic novel and then move on to a thriller that I'm very excited about, and I'll show you guys when I get back. But let's go get our Halloween on. It's a really dreary day today, but we're gonna go meet Olivia at the bookstore. So I just wanted to come on and give a quick update. Sorry if it's loud in here. It's a little warm in my room, so the fan is going. But we finished episode 13, and I am rating it 3.5 stars. It was okay, and I like how it was drawing on the found footage, but it just, I don't know. I think it focused a little too much on the characters themselves. I feel like it could have been a shorter book, but it focused a lot on the characters and their background and where they came from and building that up, which I don't mind. But with horror novels, I tend to not like care that much. I like, you know, horror novels are unique in that a lot of them, a lot of stuff happens. There's scary stuff that happens, and I don't really typically get attached to the characters because they either are doing things that they shouldn't be doing or they're doing stupid things, and I'm like, they basically end up getting what's coming to them at the end. Or, you know, sometimes they figure out certain things and they end up surviving. But this book just really focused a lot on the characters, and it took 150 pages for something spooky to happen, which is a lot. And I don't know, it was enjoyable, but it was not my favorite, so that's okay. And then after I finished that, I decided to pick up this graphic novel called Ghost Book by Remy. It was so much fun. I love the art and the illustrations in this book. I love the message behind this book, and it was just really, really cute. And you're following this little girl named July, and she was supposed to die a long time ago, and she didn't, and so now she can see ghosts. And you end up finding that this little boy, he's not supposed to be dead, and his life keeps like hanging on a thread. So she helps him out, and it's just really, really fun and colorful, and I just really, really enjoyed it. So this is definitely a 5-star read. I would recommend this to so many people. Even if you don't enjoy spooky things, I think that you would enjoy this. It was just really adorable and really fun. And I could see myself rereading this one in years to come. So I have a little something to give to Olivia today for her and her husband. If you guys didn't know, Hurricane Helene came and swept through the area. I live in South Carolina, in upstate South Carolina, so it swept through the area that we live in and hit us pretty hard, and we were out of power for a little over a week. And Olivia and her husband were nice enough and just amazing enough to let me stay at their house for a few days while people worked on our power and getting it back up and everything, and I just appreciate them, so I wanted to give them a little something to show my gratitude. But I also am bringing this book to read. I think I'm going to start We Came to Welcome You by Vincent Tirado. I've talked about this book a little bit about what it's about, but it kind of gives me Grady Hendrix vibes, where it's like a horror novel, but it's also, I think, going to be kind of funny. So comedic horror, and that tends to be my favorite kind. So I'm super intrigued by this. I think it's a 4.5-hour audio at the speed that I listen at. So we're going to take it with us to Barnes & Noble and see if I can get a good bit started in it. I would love to read the whole thing today. I do have one more school assignment, and I'm bringing my notebook with me to tackle that. So if I can get that out of the way first, then I can just focus on reading for the rest of the day, and that's the goal. Peanut Butter, do you have anything to say? She says no. She just is grooming herself. Can you say good morning? Good afternoon. What do you think about my reads? She does not care. So anyway, we're gonna get going. I'm gonna eat something for lunch, probably a quick sandwich, and then go meet Olivia, and I'm super stoked about it. So I'm back from hanging out with Olivia. We literally just hung out in Barnes & Noble. We looked around for a little while. I'm super proud of myself because I bought 0 books, and that was the goal because I didn't need anything going in there. But while we were there, we looked around. I did take some notes on some Christmassy books that I may want, but I figured I can work on that later and figure that out at another time that's not, you know, right now. So we're gonna get back into some reading here in a little bit, and I'm gonna finish off the episode that I'm on. I'm on the last episode of season 2 of Yellow Jackets, which I'm really enjoying. I think if you can handle like dark, gruesome, and also like cultish and confusing things, that you'll enjoy the show. So I definitely think it's worth trying. It's really just interesting and very addictive. So season 2 is the newest season, and they Should have season 3 out probably next year if I had to guess, but I'm really enjoying it. But I thought about starting We Came to Welcome You, but I'm honestly not in the mood for that one right now. And I was like, I don't know. I just don't know what I feel like reading. So Olivia convinced me to pick up A Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer by Maxie Dara, or Dara. I think it's Dara. But this one looks so cute. It's a little mystery. It says, it's not like it used to be. Modern day Grim Reapers wear business casual, not black cloaks, and they don't carry scythes. They work for Scythe, secure collection, yielding, and transportation of human essences, where the Department of Natural Causes is the least exciting gig. And that's how Kathy Valence likes it. Boring and predictable. She has enough stress in her personal life. She's mid-divorce, pregnant, and terrified she doesn't have what it takes to be a good mom. Then she goes to pick up a new client and finds his soul is missing. When she finally tracks down Connor Ortiz, he angrily insists he was murdered, and he refuses to move on until Kathy finds out why and by whom. So, sounds like a really good time. Olivia said it's very unique and different, and she was enjoying it, so I think I'm going to pick it up. It's not that long of a read. It's like 330-ish pages, so we're going to read that after I settle in and watch an episode of my show, and then that'll pretty much be it. I have a lot of studying to get done this week, so we'll see what the rest of my reading is going to look like in the end of this vlog, but we're just going to keep chunking through. Okay, we're going to try and get this update filmed before the boys get out of school. I'm waiting to pick them up. So, yeah. Which, if you're new and you don't know, I basically am a nanny for work right now, and so it's a pretty easy gig, but I'm waiting for them to get out of school, and they get out in about 5 minutes. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. Last night I started listening to the book that I was telling you guys about, A Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer, and I listened to about 125 pages, really enjoying it, having a good time. It's still not like a 5-star feeling yet, but again, I'm still really enjoying it. I've now made it to page 169, so about 170 pages. I think I'm pretty much halfway through. And I have like an hour and a half left of the audiobook. The guy's carrying a ladder. I have about an hour and a half left of the audiobook, so I'm going to save that and finish it tonight. I have my book bag and stuff with me because I do need to work on some school stuff, so I'm planning on doing that when I take the boys home today. We're just going to hang out, and I will work on some school stuff, and I actually need to finish reading The Midnight Library for school, so I'm planning on reading like an hour of that today and an hour of that tomorrow. So that's where we're at. But since I feel like I'm going to finish that book pretty soon, I was trying to think of another quick read that I could fit into this vlog before I end it, and I'm really trying to bring in spooky season with as many spooky books as I can. So the next one that I think I'm going to pick up is Suburban Hell by Maureen Kilmer. I have only read one Maureen Kilmer, and it's actually the one that's not even out yet, which is kind of funny. It's called Nightmare of a Trip, and it was kind of a spooky National Lampoon's Vacation type of read, and it was fun. I think I gave it 3 or 3.5 stars. I did enjoy it, but it wasn't as spooky as I thought it was gonna be. But I've heard really good things about this one. This was her first book that she wrote, and it just sounds really fun. It says a Chicago cul-de-sac is about to get a new neighbor of the demonic kind, and all I know is like there are these moms that have this little she shed, and I guess they end up like summoning a demon or something in it. I don't really know. But she has this book and Hex Education, which I both own, and I've wanted to read this one for a while now, so I am very excited to get into this one. And it's quick. I have the audio on Libro, and it's 317 pages, so these are about the same size, and I'm just super stoked to get to this finally. And yeah, but the boys are coming now, so I will update you guys soon. We're back with some more updates. I didn't really update anything because I accidentally left my camera in the living room, and my grandma is staying with us for a little while because she just hasn't been feeling well, and she likes to be around, you know, her family when she doesn't feel well. So she's been staying with us for a little while, but I just dropped the ball on updating you guys. But last night I did finish A Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer, and I really enjoyed it. I think I'm ending my rating with a 4.5. It was so close to a 5, and I'm usually not a stickler about these kind of things, but there was so much cursing, like so much cussing in it. And like, I don't mind cussing. I read fantasy and I feel like there's a lot of cussing in that. I read romantasy, which has cussing, like different things, and I don't mind it. But this was just like an obscure amount that was just unnecessary, like every other word with certain characters. And I was just like, okay, can we move on or find a different word? You know, I think it's kind of the same thing, like if they were using like or a different word over and over again, and I just couldn't handle it. But it was really good. I loved it. It definitely has like a family or familial element to it, which I enjoyed. I liked the mystery part of it, and I'm glad that it's going to be a series. I definitely think you should pick this up if you like cozy mysteries, or if you like, you know, more, I mean, cozy mysteries is pretty good. I think that's what I would put this as. So definitely pick it up if you like things like Finley Donovan, because I think this would definitely be a book that you would enjoy. And then instead of starting my other book so late at night, I decided to read a graphic novel. So I picked up Eerie Tales from School of Screams by Annable, or Annable. I don't know how you say his last name, but this one was so fun. I didn't particularly love the illustrations, but I am giving this one 5 stars because they were still scary illustrations. I mean, look at that lady's face. The stories were short. There wasn't a ton of words in the graphic novel, and it's a pretty thick one, so I was a little worried, but the stories were just really good. The graphics were scary, and I was reading this and I'm like, yeah, if I read this as a kid, I would for sure have nightmares. So I feel like this is one that I would continually pick up, like later on. I would pick this up and reread it every year, just to like get that little scare. I feel like if you like scary stories in the dark, that kind of book, then this one might be one for you to pick up. It was super fun. And at this point now, I just feel like I'm kind of on a roll with the books I'm reading, so we're gonna keep going. And I have picked up Suburban Hell by Maureen Kilmer. This is the second book of hers that I've read. I read an arc of her third book that came out this year in September called Nightmare of a Trip, and I really liked it. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. It was kind of like a take on National Lampoon's Vacation, but make it horror-ish, and it was really fun. But this one is following some suburban moms who are stay-at-home moms for the most part, and their friend, they think, ends up being possessed, and so they are trying to figure out how to help her, what to do, all while still being moms and still doing things like PTA, grocery shopping, taking their kids places, just doing all the things that moms have to do. But this is definitely giving me vibes of My Best Friend's Exorcism and a mixture of A Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. And Maureen Kilmer definitely has that comedic horror atmosphere in her books. I'm about 100 pages in, and I'm gonna keep reading. I have just a little under 2 hours left of this, and I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow and give like my final update on it. But so far I'm having a really good time. It's just, I don't know, she just has a way of writing that draws me in, and it's not too scary, but it also gives me like the heebie-jeebies. So I'm very, very much into this one. Thing that I did want to showcase in this vlog is that I recently got a purse from Teddy Blake, New York. And if you have never checked them out before, you definitely need to. I have a code and everything that I will have listed below. But the quality of their bags are so amazing and so worth purchasing. It's real leather, and they're just gorgeous. For one, they have so many different styles that you can choose from, and this is the one that I chose, and I believe it is the Kim Stampano bag, and I got it in gold, and this is a small, and it's still really spacey. I just love like how clean and neat it looks. I honestly do not have a purse like this, and I'm just dying to use it. So you have little buckles where you just straighten them, and then you can pull them out. And like I said, they are so much more roomier than they look. It doesn't look like it has a ton of room, but it has pockets on the inside. And here's a hardcover book, and I can just slide this book right in here and still have room for literally probably another hardcover book. And I'm definitely going to be carrying my books around in this. I'm typically a person who doesn't use purses a ton, but I have been using them more lately, especially for things that I carry, because I'm always carrying a book and I'm always carrying my Kindle places. So now I can put those in here, and I can fit my wallet and keys as well, and it will just be so nice to not have to carry all of those things by hand, and I can keep them in this purse. And again, it's just such good quality, and I really love them. So definitely check them out, and make sure to use my code down below for a discount. Y'all are probably thinking, does she ever film in another room? And the answer is no. I'm always here in my bedroom. So, filming on my phone because my camera battery died, and of course I haven't charged my other ones, so it is what it is. But I am not going to finish Suburban Hell until later tonight. I'm about 60% of the way through. I have an hour and 20 minutes left of the audio, but I've made it 175 pages in, still enjoying it. I'm predicting it's going to be a 4-star read, and that's only because I feel like I've read the same kind of thing by Grady Hendrix, and I just think that he did it a little bit better. So I still love her writing. I still find it fun. I still will read probably every book that she puts out, and I'm just having a really good time with it. Everybody say hi to Peanut Butter. She's feeling rather rambunctious tonight. If you don't know anything about Peanut Butter, just know that she is a sucker for some chin scratches. This has kind of been like a really random vlog of like me reading a bunch of different books, but I just got like in this big spooky book reading mood before Halloween, and I just kind of embraced it and went along with it. So this has definitely been more of like a chatty vlog, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, these are going to be further between and are like harder to film and stuff like that coming up with school and everything. So I'm just going to be posting when I can, and you know, when I feel like it. So thank you guys for sticking around and watching this video. I will definitely let you guys know my thoughts on this one. You are more than welcome to follow me on Goodreads, which I will have linked down below, and that has every book that I read, and I always put the rating and try and do reviews of them. I've gotten behind a little bit this year, but I'm gonna try and do better next year. But yeah, I'm definitely open to having more friends over on Goodreads. But thank you guys so much for just being so supportive and watching my videos and sticking around. If you stuck around to the end of this video, leave a Halloween type of emoji. You can interpret that however you want to, and leave it in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video.